Michelle here. How are you guys doing? I am coming to you because I am doing some transplants and I figured I'd just talk to you while I was doing that. I do want to show you the progress of the plants, so that will be at the end of this video because you've seen quite a bit of what I've planted. I have kind of overdone it on some of them. Unfortunately, I have a whole lot of broccoli and I've got some overabundance of just about everything. Today we are going to do the cauliflower transplants into the bigger pots. So I just wanted to come talk to you guys. I know winter's coming winter's almost over. I've had enough snow and ice to last a lifetime. But winter's almost over and it's about time to get our cold crops in. I know a lot of you have been trying to get your pots in as well. But we're just going to start here on some cauliflower. I was out here earlier with my son. He wanted to do a video. So I kind of got excited because I knew he wanted to be in the video. And as soon as I went to push play to start the video with him, his anxiety kicked in and did not want to do the video anymore. So that's okay. He's a very shy child. So when he's ready, he will be ready. I will not make him be in the video, but hopefully at some point you'll get to see my son Wyatt. He's a sweetheart. I've actually just got a call from his teacher this week about how wonderful he was in class, and I'm really happy about that. So, simple, easy, and it's ready to grow nice, big, and strong. He did stay out here though, however, and help me transplant my marigolds into bigger pots, so I was very happy about that. I could always use the extra help. But for now, we're just going to go with this. How's your winter been going so far? Here where we're at, we didn't lose electricity. I hate to see my electric bill on this next month. It's going to probably be pretty bad. But thankfully we didn't lose electricity. We didn't get too cold. We did have some blackouts, but thankfully our house was not one of them that was targeted. I was really worried that we'd get the rolling blackouts and I'd lose my seedlings because they're so fragile when they're that small. I will be starting tomatoes and peppers. They actually probably should have been done a few days ago, but I did not get it because of the winter storm we had. I do plan on putting these out probably in about a month. I would say mid-March is when I'm thinking I'm going to be putting this stuff outside, which is early, and I know it's early, and it's a gamble. Because we always tend in Kansas here to get snow about Easter. So it is a gamble to do that, but I don't know. I think winter's over. I'm gambling that winter's over, and if all else fails and I got to cover the crops, then I'll cover them up. So it's not horrible, but it is totally doable. And I'm hoping I'll get some big plants out of it. I'm really hoping for this cauliflower and the broccoli to do well, because my soil is has a lot of clay. I've tried to remedy it, but nothing has seemed to work. Weeds have taken over everywhere, so I have found a solution to that with the woven weed fabric, which I actually found on another blogger site, so I was very happy to find that, and I haven't had any weed problems since. I will be expanding my gardening area this year. I'm going to kind of do a landscape gardening where I'm going to have flowers as well as vegetable plants all mixed together, so it kind of looks more like landscaping. So I'm going to be doing that around my house, so it'll give me more areas to plant some more plants like broccoli and cauliflower. It's also a very shaded area, which is nice because that'll actually keep the heat. I would say the last 5 years here in Kansas, it went from cold to hot really quick. So a lot of my cool weather crops bolted on me. And when I say bolted, I just mean they went to flower. And once they go to flower, the taste changes on them. They're not as good. Sometimes you can't even harvest them. So I am trying some new things this year and hoping it works where I plant it. If not, well, we're all human. We make mistakes. It happens. That's just the way it goes. But you can't say you didn't try. And I think everybody should try. Everybody should try. I will be, some of my extra seedlings, I will probably be put up for sale just because I have way too many. I tend to go overboard on stuff like that. And that's okay. It happens, but I figure it's kind of sharing the wealth of gardening with everybody else when they can get seedlings too. I have not had any luck finding any more canning jars lids. Hopefully I will. I got some. I have plenty of wide mouth, but I don't have enough regular mouth lids. But hopefully in March, fall will come through like they said, and they won't clear the shelves. Because I tell you what, looking at Amazon prices, there's just no way. I refuse to pay $10 for a pack of canning lids. It's just not going to happen. I will go to the reusable ones before I do that. I have never tried the reusable, but I will definitely be sinking the money in if that's the case. I did want to kind of talk to you about me a little bit, which is something I don't usually do too much. I've never really told you why I started gardening. I did not grow up on a farm. I grew up in the middle of a city. My grandpa farmed. Well, not really farmed. He always had a huge garden. But he never made us help with the garden or anything. We played in the garden. But we never did anything in the garden other than eat its produce. But after I got married, my husband had some heart trouble with blood pressure and cholesterol. So I decided we needed to eat better. And the stuff they were serving at the store was not good enough. Granted, by this point, that's pretty much all I'd eaten for the last 10-15 years of store-bought food and vegetables. So I didn't really know what homegrown tastes like. So I started a very small garden. First year, bombed. Bad. I had no idea what I was doing. I barely got enough food or anything. So next year, I did some research. I learned a lot from reading books. Back then, it was kind of before YouTube. I mean, YouTube was out, but it wasn't like it is today. So I read up on some books and learned how to grow things a little better, how to control things. And over the years, my garden's just expanded and expanded, and I've learned different ways of utilizing the fruits and vegetables so they don't go bad. And that's kind of why I wanted to do these videos, was to share those ways with you guys, because nobody was there to teach me. I learned on my own. And a lot of it was because I learned by making a whole lot of mistakes. And that's okay. We're all human. To this day, I still make a lot of mistakes and I go, why did I do that? But there's a reason for everything, and I'm okay with that. So that's why I originally started gardening. But I found that I love the taste of fruits and vegetables now from the garden. I cannot stand the taste of store-bought tomatoes. They taste like rubber to me. Cannot stand it. So if I can do anything to avoid that, I will. This year I've had to buy more tomatoes than I've ever bought. And that's primarily because I tried some heirloom varieties last year of tomatoes that did not work. I don't know if it was just for this area or if our weather got them or what happened, but they got huge plants but did not produce enough fruit. I think I managed to can 10 jars of tomato sauce last year, and that was it. That is not near enough to feed our family for a year. Not even close. So I am going back to my tried and trues this year for my tomatoes and for my peppers. I am trying a couple different tomatoes. One is not an heirloom variety. It's Jetstar. I've heard these do very well, and they are very big producers. So I won't be able to save its seeds because it's not heirloom, but that's okay, because as long as they're available to buy, I'll just keep buying them. So I am trying to do some of those. I will be doing my Roma tomatoes. Romas are my paste tomatoes. That's what I primarily use for my sauces. But I need to restock my cabinet bad. I've been conserving them, but I only have 2 jars of tomato sauce left. And that just makes me sad, because usually I have enough to last a whole year and to go into the following year. But I've kind of learned how to do all this on my own. Another way, I didn't know how to can. Nobody I knew canned before me. My grandmother, my step-grandmother did, but I never watched her do it. I was never part of that. So it took a big learning curve for me. The way I learned to can was I got a Ball cookbook. At the beginning of that Ball cookbook, there's several pages that have 0 recipes, and they tell you exactly how to can. It tells you how to water bath, tells you how to pressure can, it tells you what you should and shouldn't do, what's dangerous, what's not dangerous, it tells you how to prep everything. Just read, study, and hopefully I'm still doing videos at that point and you can watch me can some of the stuff I can too. I also dehydrate food. So dehydrating is a great way to preserve your food as well. I did it in the oven before Christmas. My beautiful parents bought me a dehydrator for Christmas. A big one. So now I can dehydrate my food properly. But you don't have to have a dehydrator to dehydrate. You can do it right there in your oven. See, look at this. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of these already. And I still have a bunch in here. I planted way too many seeds, you guys. Oh, that's okay, that's okay. I have plenty of pots. And if you need some of these pots, go hit up Dollar Tree. They're selling them for a dozen of these for about $1. So go hit up Dollar Tree. Save your money. Also, another way, and this is one of the things I do, is ask your friends to save them for you. I know my mom saves hers for me, and she brings them over, and I reuse them the next year. These can be used several years. Until they crack or break, keep using them. Do not throw them away. They can be used for flowers. They can be used for vegetables. They can be used for anything you possibly want to use them for. Sorry about that, guys. My dog is whiny, whiny, whiny. He doesn't know whether he wants inside or out. I think it's too cold to be outside, but he wants to be outside, so he's just kind of fighting his urges. So, these are all pretty good sized plants. So far I haven't had to toss any of the little stragglers. Usually there's a tiny plant attached to the bigger plant, and I just throw the tiny plant away. But so far these have all been about the same size, so that's really good. I hope all of you guys that are in the southern areas, if you're in the southern areas, are hanging out and staying warm. I know a lot of people have been praying for you guys. There's lots of ways to stay warm. Just remember, don't give up. You can do it. Revert back to your caveman days. That's pretty much what we'd all be doing if we were in your situation. Water is another situation. Hopefully you guys can get water soon and don't have to live off of canned or bottled water. But it looks like that state's pretty messed up right now. It would be hard to get over the disaster they faced there. It'd be nice at some point if we could all just be not reliable on an energy field, but I don't think that's going to happen in my lifetime. It's just too much for the nation to overcome. But I do hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I just kind of want to get through these, and I might stop so you just don't have to watch me go through all these, because yeah. I do I guess I should talk to you a little bit about how I do all this. I plant about 40 tomato plants a year. That one's tiny. We'll get rid of that one. I plant about 40 tomato plants a year, and that usually is enough tomatoes to feed my family of 3 for a year. If you have a larger family and you need more, if the tomatoes are something you use a lot of, so we use a lot of salsa, tomato sauce, goulash sauce, regular sauce, pizza sauce. We use a lot of tomatoes. I also do chopped tomatoes for stews and chili. I could do whole tomatoes with the Roma tomatoes. So there's a lot of ways you can can your tomatoes and get it through the year for your family. And that's just one part of it. Let me show you my seed packet here. I'm going to put this to the side because you guys don't want to watch me doing this much. This is my seed box. This has all my seeds in it. I save seeds from everything. If I find a seed that does not work for me, I usually give them away and get it out of here because inevitably I'll plant it again. I was able to score some milkweed seeds, which I'm real happy about. They have announced that the monarch butterfly is now on the endangered list, and milkweed is one of their main things they love to eat. So I will be planting milkweed this year for the butterflies. Hopefully it helps out a little bit. Do your little part. But I have so many seeds in here. I have seeds that I collected on my own. One thing you can do in your garden is, like, for instance, here, this is okra. I pick one of my okra plants and I don't pick it. It's usually towards the end of the growing season, and I let those pods get as big as they possibly can. And once they're at their full growth, I don't dry them on the plant, but I will bring them in and dry them. Just dry them naturally, lay them out, let them dry. And once they dry, you can pull the seeds from it. And then you don't have to buy those seeds again. But I got bell pepper seeds, I got jalapeno seeds, I've got every seed you can possibly think to save yourself. If you have a plant that grows really well and you don't want to buy the seeds again, save its seeds. Then you'll never have to buy that plant again. That will save you a ton of money. That is one, I mean, gardening should not be expensive. You should be able to save your money on gardening. So do everything you can to not spend the money. Potatoes is another way. You can buy your own potatoes from the grocery store and seed and let them grow themselves at your house. Now they do spray potatoes now with a chemical that tries to retard the growth of the roots out of it, the eyes. So once you get them, and those are the ones you're going to use for seedlings, please make sure that you wash them really well and then just put them in a cool, dark place and they'll start sprouting. You can buy organic and then you don't have to worry about washing them, but you can wash them without buying the organic. You can buy whatever flavor, whatever kind you normally eat. Like we eat a lot of russet, red potatoes, and Yukon Golds. So that's what I'm going to try to plant this year. I don't have any Yukon Golds getting ready yet, but I have my red potatoes and I have some russets ready. They're not sprouted yet, so they're still in their cool, dark place. We're waiting to sprout. Hopefully this works. If not, I guess I'll go buy some seed potatoes. But I also had a friend of mine that let me know that he has some red potatoes that I could probably use as well. So that'll be great if we can get that too. But as you can see, I have a ton of seeds. And I pick them up everywhere. I got Dollar General seeds. I got the ones you buy from Baker's Creek, which is a great greenhouse company. They have a lot of seeds and plants. Where are these from? I think I got True Leaf in here. This is Mountain Valley Seed Company. I've got ones from Walmart, which are the burpee. But this is True Leaf Market. You could buy in bulk at some of these. This one's True Leaf. These are green bean seeds. So I always plant green beans in the spring and in the fall, and I plant a lot of them. So I buy them in bulk when I can. This will probably be 2 to 3 years worth of seeds. I may have overdone it again, and that's okay. Seeds don't expire. I know there's a date on them. Those are usually the date that it plants or the date that you should plant it. But they have found seeds that have been 30 to 40 years old and planted them and they grew. So don't worry about expiration dates on seeds. Do not throw your seeds out. They don't expire. So, and this one, oh, totally tomatoes. That's where I bought a lot of my tomato plants this year. I got beefsteak. I've got cherry. I've got Jetstar. I've got Jet Setter. I think I have, no, I got rid of the pink Hondurosis. But yeah. Oh, this is one that I'm kind of excited for. Hope you can see that well. I kind of got adventurous and bought these seeds. There's only a few in there, but they're called Tomato Russian Hercules. And the back of this package is in Russian. So this is going to be fun. I'm going to figure out whether these grow well or not. But I know over in Russia they have a pretty cold climate too, so I'm hoping they'll do great here. It has the instructions in English on them as well. But I just found this very interesting. Even the front, they had to put it on paper in English because even the front is in Russian. fun to try it. And if they are as big as they showed in the picture, they're supposed to be big tomatoes. So I don't know how well that will taste, but I think it'll be fun to try. So, but I mean, I keep seeds and everything. I keep them in Tupperware containers. These are pumpkin seeds that I saved from the pumpkins we carved. So we'll be growing a bunch of different stuff. This is, what is this? Cilantro. Slow to bolt organic cilantro, and it's from True Leaf as well. So just kind of do your shopping around. Find your cheapest price per seed or per ounce, or not ounce, excuse me, to be the milliliter, and purchase that way. I would suggest, if you haven't already purchased, that you get those purchased, because they're going to be running out. It's just, that's happened every year. At least anything worth having. The one thing you're looking for will be gone. We'll put it that way. So let me come back to you in just a minute, and I will show you all my seeds that I have going, or my little plants going, and how much I have. I've got all my romaine transplanted into bigger pots, cabbage, broccoli. I'm doing the cauliflower now, zucchinis in bigger pots. I got my basil and oregano. So I've done a lot of changes since the last time we saw each other. I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. These are what I just finished planting. These are our cauliflowers. They are doing amazing. Next to that we have zucchini. I did go ahead and put some more pots in there and drop some more seeds because I wanted a few more plants than what was there. Cilantro is doing great. I did put some more seeds around the outside where it didn't germinate. Hopefully we'll end up filling this whole pot. I love my cilantro. Over here, I gotta get a wider view for this one. That is all broccoli. Look how much broccoli is there. That's a lot of broccoli. So hopefully with the broccoli, I'll be able to sell some of those seedlings and pass on the loveliness and maybe give a few away as well. Up here, I have planted my basil in pots. I plan on leaving this inside. I don't want to really grow it outside. And that is oregano there. So it's my first time growing oregano, so we'll see how that works out. Over here is my chives. I am just planting it. Right now the grow light is not over it. I'm using the main overhead light that I showed you guys last time. So hopefully that will still do real good there. We'll find out. Cabbage. That is yummy cabbage. As you can see, I have a ton of cabbage. It's doing very good. And right here, I have my romaine lettuce. You can see I have a ton of that too. I don't know anybody that can plant this much or eat this much romaine. But we'll give it a good shot. And then up here, I have my onions, which still has not stood back up. So I might have to doctor that a little bit. And then right next to it is my dill. And the dill's still doing very good. I haven't decided whether I'll put that outside or not, but we'll see. And then radishes. And those plants up there are not under a grow light either. They're just actually right underneath the overhead light. Alright guys, thanks again for joining me on this beautiful adventure. I really like doing these videos. I hope you like watching them. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video if you don't mind. It does help me out, get a little bit more further along in the YouTube world. And don't forget to get your hands dirty today and tomorrow and the next day. It's never a wrong day to get your hands dirty. Bye guys, thanks!